الصالحات أن لهم أجرا حسنا ماكثين فيه أبدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله الواحد الأحد الفرد الصمد الذي لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد وأشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا ونبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح للأمة وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد أيها المسلمون أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله تعالى وطاعته كما قال في كتابه الكريم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم اتق الله حيثما كنت وأتبع السيئة الحسنة تمحها وخالق الناس بخلق حسن ثم أما بعد. Brothers and sisters in Islam, firm belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and taqwa, God consciousness, are the bedrock of the Islamic faith. If you want to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you want everything of you to be accepted from you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you have to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after belief in Him. So when we talk about taqwa, it comes from the Arabic root word al-wiqaya, which is protection. You are shielding yourself from sins. You do not commit sins because you are afraid that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be angry with you. As such, you are shielding yourself from the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Without the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, without the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can achieve nothing. Without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are nothing. With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are everything. And everything will go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been so kind, so generous, that He is helping us to worship Him, something that if we do, we are the sole beneficiaries. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not benefit anything from our worship. Even if all of us, jinn, mankind, since the creation of Adam until the day of judgment, even if all of us stand together to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will add none to the might of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if we all decide to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, human beings, jinn, and all the creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from Adam until the day of judgment, if we decide to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nothing will be decreased from His majesty and from His might. So it's all to our benefit. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been so kind that He commands you to do something which is in your interest. He helps you in doing it, He guides you to do it, and after that He rewards you abundantly. For example, you bought a car, you bought a gadget, or any other appliance for that matter. They give you a manual of operation, how to operate this gadget. If you memorize it from cover to cover, can you go to the manufacturer and tell him, I memorized the manual of operation, I need you to reward me? You can't do that because He provided it to you for your benefit. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so generous. Things that are to our benefit, He encourages us to do them, He guides us, He gives us the energy to do that, and after that He rewards us. One of the main benefits of fasting during Ramadan and fasting in any other time for that matter is to gain a taqwa, to purify yourself from selfishness, to purify yourself from jealousy, from rancor, to clean your heart, to be pure, to shield yourself from things that will bring the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. All you who believe, fasting has been prescribed to you as it was prescribed to those before you, so that you gain taqwa, so that you learn how to protect yourself from sins, so that you learn how to shield yourselves from the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Imam Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala says, الصيام يحفظ على القلب والجوارح صحتها ويعيد إليها ما استلبته منها أيدي الشهوات فهو من أكبر العون على التقوى. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala says, fasting will bring back to you your glory, will bring back to you your success. It will also help you to attain wellness, and it will help you to make your heart and the other body parts healthy and to be well-to-do. In other words, if you fast for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your ears will not look at haram. Your hands will not touch haram. You will not think of haram. So everything that you do, you are doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you are doing it in the best possible manner. As such, before beginning the fast during the month of Ramadan, they tell you that you have to replace your negative emotions with positive ones. If you used to hate someone, replace hatred with love. If you used to be jealous of someone, replace it with goodwill. So if you do that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you. You cannot lie to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot dissemble. You cannot be a hypocrite, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching over your heart. Inasmuch as you yearn for the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you should be able to forgive others who wronged you. So in this Ramadan, we learn the spirit of forgiveness. We have the spirit of cleaning. We learn the spirit of cleaning our hearts, clearing them. And when we stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we say, oh Allah, I have tried my best. I ask you to help me to fulfill this duty which is to my benefit. So Ibn Qayyim continues, he says, because of our carnal desires, sometimes they become stronger than our intellect. So some people are driven by their desires. They are willing to satisfy them illicitly and licitly. Even when they are allowed to satisfy their carnal desires licitly, they go to the extreme and forget the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So during Ramadan, you are limited. You follow the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you avoid committing sins. As such, you are trained to maintain taqwa. So the way you've been behaving in Ramadan should continue even after Ramadan. Don't be among those who worship Ramadan. In Ramadan, you implement each and everything according to the best of your ability, and after Ramadan, you become another person. You don't know, my brother and sister, if you will be alive next Ramadan. So this is your opportunity that you have to seize to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to make amends, to reform yourself, to gain the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to invoke Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you and bless you in whatever you do. Because during this time, this is a meritorious, auspicious season in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised limitless rewards for those who worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sincerely. Brothers and sisters in Islam, there are 3 levels of fasting. The first and the basic level, which is the first of the masses, a lot or majority of the people fall into this category, which is Sawmul Umum, the first of the masses. And this is only to abstain from food, drinks, and conjugal rights from dawn to sunset. So a fasting Muslim, a fasting person will make sure he does not enjoy his conjugal rights during this period of time. He will be abstaining from food and drinks, yet he will lie, he will cheat, he will hate, he will gossip, he will slander. The list goes on and on of committing sins. So yes, out of the bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will be rewarded for that, but he's losing out on the spirit of Ramadan, which is the time whereby you have to meet the challenges and you don't have any excuse that, I was tempted by the devil. It's already in jail, it's chained. So you don't have any excuse unless you are tempted by the agents of the devil among human beings. For example, you want to pray, someone tells you still have 5 minutes, you still have 10 minutes. You want to give charity, someone tells you don't trust those organizations. So this is an agent of the devil who is dissuading you from acts that will bring you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So brothers and sisters in Islam, you will die alone, you will be questioned alone in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On the day of judgment, you won't say, so and so discouraged me, so I didn't pray. So and so discouraged me, so I didn't give charity. You are responsible for your actions. So don't let anyone deprive you of the right of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that person will not be with you when you meet with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this person who tries to dissuade you from worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is an agent of the devil. So you have to avoid him. Stay away from such a person. The next level, higher than the first one, is صوم الخصوص وهو كف اللسان واليد والرجل وجميع الجوارح عن الآثام. This is when you not only abstain from food, drinks, and conjugal rights, but you also abstain from all sins. You don't look at haram, you don't lie, you don't cheat, you don't fight, you don't work to engage in haram. So you are abstaining from haram completely. You are doing that for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, "Man lam yada' qawla az-zuri wal 'amala bihi, falaysa lillahi hajatun fi an yada'a ta'amahu wa sharabahu." Anyone who does not abstain from falsehood, from evil acts, and acting upon them, there is no need for him to abstain from food and drinks. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not need you are abstinent if you cannot abstain from sins. So the meaning is you abstain from food, drinks, and in the long run you abstain from committing sins. So this is the second level. Jabir bin Abdullah, one of the bona fide companions of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, says, إِذَا صُمْتَ فَلْيَصُمْ سَمْعُكَ وَبَصَرُكَ وَلِسَانُكَ عَنِ الْكَذِبِ وَالْمَحَارِمِ. So when you are fasting, you should make sure your ears abstain from listening to haram. Don't listen to gossip. Don't listen to slander. Don't look at haram. So make sure that your body parts do not engage in things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forgiven. And make sure that when you are fasting is different from when you are not fasting. In other words, before Ramadan, your behavior was different. Now during this time, this intensive course on how to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make sure you are completely different, you are completely reformed, and this is a training for you that you have to carry out even after Ramadan. So the best level, which is the highest level, is Sawmu Khusus al-Khusus, the fast of crème de la crème, very special people. وهو صوم القلب عن الهمم الدنيئة والأفكار المبعدة عن الله سبحانه وتعالى. This is when you abstain from any ideas, from any lofty ambitions that will keep you far from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, someone wants to gain wealth. His aim is to compete with another person, and he wants to use this wealth to harm human beings. He wants to use this wealth to assert his ego, not for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you are completely fasting for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you use all your resources, all your skills in acts that will bring you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And your aim should be always to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In whatever you do, even if there are benefits for you, first concentrate on the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And after that, you can try to look for your vested interests. Umar ibn Khattab, radiallahu anhu, one day his wife had saved 60 dirhams. She wanted to prepare a special meal for him. She wanted to look good as a good wife. She wanted him to appreciate that she did save her money, and from her savings she brought a delicacy to him. So she bought some cooking fat, and she wanted to prepare a delicacy that she knew Umar ibn Khattab would like. And actually, food is very important in bringing people together. If you can read about that in psychology. So Umar ibn Khattab asks her, from where did you get the money to buy this cooking fat and the other ingredients of the delicacy you want to prepare for me? She says, it's out of my savings. I didn't take a penny from you. It will not cost you, or it doesn't cost you at all. It's completely from my savings. Umar ibn Khattab rahimahullah radiallahu anhu says, I will not test your food until the poor people test it. In other words, I won't eat your food until the poor people eat it. In other words, Umar ibn Khattab wants to share this meal with the poor people for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. His aim is to seek the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he doesn't want to eat food when the poor people are there suffering. But today, we have different items on the menu for breaking the fast, while people, Muslims are dying in so many countries, so many societies, they don't have food. And we waste food, which we could easily give to those who need it. Prophet Muhammad once visited Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, one of his bona fide companions. Sa'd ibn Mu'adh pleaded with the Prophet to stay and break the fast with him. So the Prophet after breaking the fast with Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he said, أفطر عندكم الصائمون وأكل طعامكم الأبرار وصلت عليكم الملائكة. So the Prophet ﷺ is commanding Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, encouraging him and praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless him. He's telling him that don't worry, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you abundantly. Why? Because those who have been fasting for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have broken their fast in your house. This is a great honor. You help someone to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who gave you all what you enjoy, who created you and created for you, and on top of that gave you different skills, so you are helping someone to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why won't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for that? And the Prophet ﷺ continues, he says, وَأَكَلَ طَعَامَكُمُ الْأَبْرَارِ. Your food has been eaten by the righteous people who are always yearning to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a great privilege, your food to be eaten by someone who is worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How many times, because of our selfish interest, we invite people who do not obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, some of them who do not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but because we want mundane benefits, we prepare for them sumptuous meals. We forget our brothers who are worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not remembering that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gave us these blessings, that we deny our brothers who want to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What will you tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment? So he continues, وَصَلَّتْ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ. The angels are praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you, to have mercy on you. What an honor to have angels pray to Allah, plead with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have mercy on you. So it's not about ourselves, it's about ourselves and other people. All the commandments of Islam concentrate on three things: your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your integrity and sincerity, and how you treat the creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you claim to love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you claim to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala earnestly, yet you are not a sincere person, you don't enjoy integrity, and you mistreat the creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you deny them their rights, your faith is questionable. There's a question on your faith. So brothers and sisters in Islam, one of the reasons why we are fasting, because when we feel the pangs of hunger and thirst, we remember our brothers in faith who do not get their regular meals. So we will empathize with them because we are experiencing what they do experience on a regular basis. Although we have choices, it's something to be hungry when you break the fast, there's something for you to eat. And it's something else to be hungry when you don't know from where you will get your next meal. So brothers and sisters in Islam, the Prophet ﷺ tells us that if you provide food to a fasting person and he breaks his fast with you on your food that you provided, you will be rewarded the same as that person. The reward of that person will not be decreased, the same reward. And you know very well that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised those fasting that He Himself will determine the amount of the rewards that you get, because when you are fasting, it's between you and Allah. It's something in your heart. Intentions deeply embedded in your heart. You are doing it for the sake of Allah. No one can tell whether you are fasting except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So those angels who write sins and those who write good deeds, they can't write whether you are fasting or not, because it's something intentional. It's something depending on your intention. So you're not doing anything except that you are abstaining from things which are anyway halal for you, but during this period of time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests your taqwa. Something which is halal for you, for some hours, you abstain from it, which is good for your health. But we do that first and foremost in order to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Brothers and sisters in Islam, there are abundant rewards, abundant benefits of fasting. We cannot enumerate them all. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, "As-siyamu junnatun wa hisnun hasinun minan nar." So fasting is a shield. It's an embodiment of a shield and a well-protected, a well-guarded castle. It will guard you from the hellfire. It will protect you from the hellfire. So the fasting that you are performing now will beseech Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. It will intercede on your behalf to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you. So brothers and sisters in Islam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, one day he was teaching his companions about the events that will unfold on the day of judgment, how horrible, how terrifying they will be. Many people, even those who were worshippers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when they see these terrible events unfold on the day of judgment, their main aim will be to be safe from the hellfire. They will not think of paradise, because you see events, terrible events. Even if you are a worshipper, you will see these major signs of judgment. So you say, "Oh, Allah save me from the hellfire." So your aim is to be safe from the hellfire. You don't think about paradise at that time. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, when people will be safe from the hellfire, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will declare to them that now you are safe, you can go to paradise, they will not just go. So imagine someone was terrified, someone was afraid, someone was concerned that I will go to the hellfire, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells him, no, you will go to paradise. But this person doesn't go immediately. They will plead with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They will argue with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What will they say? They will say, رَبَّنَا إِخْوَانُنَا كانوا يصلون معنا ويصومون معنا ويحجون معنا وأدخلتهم النار. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our brothers in faith, oh our Lord, our brothers in faith, they used to pray with us, they used to fast with us, they used to perform hajj with us, yet you've consigned them to the hellfire. The Prophet also said, those people, when they argue with Allah, is an example of someone in this world, someone infringes upon your rights. Someone denies you your rights. You know you are absolutely right, and that person is wrong. He's incriminating you. So you are disputing with the judges. You are pleading that you are not guilty, because in your heart you know you are not guilty, you are innocent. So the way you argue with someone who accuses you falsely, who denies you your rights, those believers will argue with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more than that. Why? Arguing on behalf of their brothers and sisters in Islam. Brothers and sisters in Islam. People on the day of judgment, they will be classified according to their faith. Not according to your tribe, not according to your nationality, according to your faith. So these people will be pleading for their brothers in faith. What will they tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Among others, they used to fast with us. So because of fasting, your brothers will fight for your rights. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell them, go to the hellfire, try to recognize your brothers, take them out. So they will go, they will take their brothers out from the hellfire after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will have given them permission. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will finally tell them, take anyone who has just a mustard seed's weight of good. So a small seed, just a small weight of good, and an atom's weight of iman, of faith, take him out from hellfire. So they will plead to Allah to save those who have the tiniest particle of faith to come out from the hellfire. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah An-Nisa, ayah number 40, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَظْلِمُ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ وَإِن تَكُ حَسَنَةً يُضَاعِفُهَا وَيُؤْتِ مِن لَدُنْهُ أَجْرًا عَظِيمًا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not treat anyone with injustice, even to the smallest degree. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not deny you your rights. Human beings, sometimes you did a very good job, you need to be rewarded, but because of bias, prejudice, they will deny you your rights, and they will give what you deserve to someone else because he belongs to their tribe or to their nationality. This does not apply to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He won't deny you your right in the tiniest measure. So everything that you did, you will get the rewards, even more than what you deserve. And if you do something good, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will multiply it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give out of His bounty, out of His grace, a lot of rewards on the day of judgment. So brothers and sisters in Islam, because of fasting, your brothers who will have excelled in doing good deeds, who will be admitted to paradise directly, they will not rush. They will argue with Allah on your behalf because of fasting. So brothers and sisters in Islam, it's beneficial to our health, it's beneficial to us in so many aspects. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Abdullah ibn Salam was among the most educated Jews. He was a Jewish rabbi in Medina. He was among the honest Jews who really implemented their knowledge. He used to read in the Torah some of the attributes of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Abdullah ibn Salam one day went to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to ask him 3 questions. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave him answers to those 3 questions, and in his heart he believed that this really is a messenger of Allah. But Abdullah ibn Salam wanted to inform the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam something. He said, Ya Rasulullah, inna al-Yahuda qawmun buhtun. Oh, messenger of Allah, indeed the Jews are a slanderous people. If they hear that I have become a Muslim, they will try to besmirch my name. They will tarnish my reputation. They will tell you things about me which are not applicable. Same thing that I don't do. So before I announce that I am a Muslim, I request you to gather them and ask them about me. So the Prophet ﷺ gathered the Jews in Medina and asked them, what do you think about Abdullah ibn Salam? All of them unanimously said, Huwa khayruna, wa ibnu khayrina, wa alimuna, wa ibnu alimina. They went on praising him. He's the best of us, most educated of us, the most noble of us, son of the most educated man of us. So they went on praising him. So the Prophet ﷺ asked them, what if I tell you that he has embraced Islam? They said, may Allah protect him from that. How can Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect someone from becoming a Muslim? So Abdullah ibn Salam, after that he says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I bear witness that there is no one worthy to be worshipped except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I testify that Prophet Muhammad is a messenger of Allah. All of a sudden they changed 180 degrees. They started abusing him. He's the worst of us, son of the worst of us, the most ignorant person. Now what changed? Before 2 minutes, you were saying he's the best, and now you're saying he's the worst. This is to prove what Abdullah ibn Salam had informed the Prophet peace be upon him, that the Jews are a treacherous people. So Abdullah ibn Salam, before he became a Muslim, he had read about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and when he heard that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was immigrating from Mecca to Medina, he was among the people who went to receive the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam at the outskirts of Medina. So a non-Muslim, a rabbi, a Jewish rabbi, he's curious. He wants to meet with this messenger of Allah, whom he reads about in his divine book. So when he saw the Prophet peace be upon him, he kept looking him in the eyes, and he said, I swear by Allah, from what I saw, this man can't be a liar, because people used to spread rumors that Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a liar. So here, Abdullah ibn Salam, here he is, he's looking at the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he says, no, this can't be a liar, telling from the facial expressions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Abdullah ibn Salam, even before he became a Muslim, he said, the first lessons that I learned from the Prophet ﷺ are 4. He treasured them. Before even becoming a Muslim, he treasured these 4 lessons that the Prophet ﷺ, upon arrival in Medina, before resting, he taught the Muslims. He said, Ayyuhan nas, afshu salam. O ye people, addressing Muslims and non-Muslims, spread the greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's not only a greeting, it's more than that. It's a supplication. It's an invocation. When you meet your Muslim brother and you greet him with the Islamic greeting, Assalamu alaikum, you are praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give him peace, mercy, and blessing. So scholars have said that before saying salam to your brother, you have to make sure that your heart is clean. How do you pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give peace to your brother? How do you pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be merciful and kind to your brother? Yet you harbor grudges against him. This is hypocrisy. So they say, before saying salam to your brother, clean your heart. And this is what we are trying to do during Ramadan. Not only that, spread peace. We should be a peaceful person. Now the Prophet ﷺ came to Medina as a refugee. They wanted to kill him in Mecca. Now this was an opportunity for him to amass people, to galvanize people around him, to go and revenge. He would have told them, to encourage people, to mobilize people to go and fight. But rather he says, Afshu salam, spread peace. So from experience. So he was wrong, but here he's telling people spread peace. And we are learning to spread peace during Ramadan because we are implementing the teaching of the Prophet ﷺ when he tells us, فَإِنْ سَابَّهُ أَحَدٌ أَوْ قَاتَلَهُ فَلْيَقُلْ إِنِّي صَائِمٌ. When you are fasting, someone wants to pick a quarrel with you, someone wants to fight with you, you tell him, I'm sorry, I'm fasting. This is to train you that you have to contain yourself. You have to control your anger, even after Ramadan. And according to psychology, when someone does something against you, he will be expecting you to react in the same manner. But if you react differently, he will have questions about himself. He will deem himself to be a fool, and he will be concerned, maybe you are quiet because you are plotting to revenge with something greater. So this will give questions to this person. So if we keep this attitude, we will always promote peace. So the second one, he says, وَأَطْعِمُوا الطَّعَامِ. Feed one another, provide food to the poor. Even when a person isn't a poor, just meet together, eat together. Break the fast together, because this will strengthen your bonds of brotherhood. According to psychology, they say when you share a meal with someone, your brain will release a hormone known as oxytocin. And oxytocin is also famous as a friend versus foe hormone. In other words, you're telling the person, I am not a threat to you. I am not your enemy. I don't hate you. Here I am sharing a meal with you. So this will make you bond together, become brothers, maintain or develop stronger relations with one another. Family members who do not meet because of technology, Facebook, Viber, WhatsApp, even sometimes when they're having lunch or dinner together, everyone is in his own world. There is no communication. This is an opportunity during Ramadan that you break the fast together. You communicate with one another. You strengthen the ties of kinship, which is the third. وَصِلُوا الْأَرْحَامِ. So strengthen the ties of your kinship. If you are brothers and sisters, strengthen your relations. Don't be apart. Don't tear your relations apart. Don't sever your ties of kinship. If you do that, you are among people who are cursed according to the Quran. Prophet Muhammad says, "Man arada an yubsata rizquhu wa yunsa'a lahu fi ajalihi aw fi atharihi falyasil rahim." So if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you abundant sustenance, to expand for you the means of livelihood, and if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless your life, in other words, if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward you, even though you are to live 60 years, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will multiply your rewards as though you lived more than 120 years. What should you do? You should unite your ties of relations. You should be good with your relatives, brothers and sisters, because this is a training for you. If you are a good family member, an active family member within a nucleus family, you will be an active member in the wider society. Because if people know that you don't respect your father, for example, or you don't respect your mother, they will have doubts dealing with you. They will be asking themselves questions. Who am I? He doesn't respect his father. He doesn't respect his mother. Can he respect me? So people will stay aloof from you because they know you are not a good family member, and as such, you can't respect them. So, brothers and sisters in Islam, the fourth one was وَصَلُّوا بِاللَّيْلِ وَالنَّاسُ نِيَامٌ. So pray at night while people are asleep. So this is the time, al-ashr al-awakhir in Ramadan. Aisha radiallahu anha says, كان الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا دخل العشر الأواخر من رمضان أحيا الليل وأيقظ أهله وجد وشد المئزر. Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم, during the last 10 days of Ramadan, he would always wake up, he would not sleep. Not only him, he would awaken his family members also to benefit from this golden opportunity coming closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he will devoutly plead with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, supplicate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maximize his efforts in worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he will prepare himself for Laylatul Qadr. So this is the time for i'tikaf. Brothers and sisters in Islam, you don't have any guarantee that you will be alive during the next Ramadan. So this is an opportunity. It's like we started Ramadan yesterday and you can see how days are running fast. Maybe tonight or tomorrow it will be Qiyamul Layl. So do that. The Prophet says, if you implement these 4 things, تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ بِالسَّلَامِ, you will enter paradise with peace. So if you want to enter paradise peacefully, you have to spread salam, you have to be a peaceful person, you have to feed the poor and the hungry. Not only that, even if they are not poor and hungry, you have to occasionally invite people to share a meal with you. You have to enjoy strong relations with your family members and pray at night. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, يَتَنَزَّلُ رَبُّنَا تَبَارَكَ وَتَعَالَى كُلَّ لَيْلَةٍ يتنزل ربنا تبارك وتعالى كل ليلة إلى السماء الدنيا حين يبقى ثلث الليل الآخر يقول من يدعوني فأستجيب له من يسألني فأعطيه من يستغفرني فأغفر له. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, during the last third of the night, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will descend to the first heaven and He will announce, He will say, who is asking of me, who is invoking me, who is supplicating to me, so that I give him what he wants, what he needs from me, who is asking, who has any need that he wants me to fulfill, I will fulfill it, and who is asking for forgiveness. We need forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from sins that we are aware of and sins that we are not aware of. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله. Brothers and sisters in Islam, we are not only body, because most of the time we concentrate on the body, eating good food, good drinks. Some people undergo cosmetic surgery, they want to look handsome, beautiful. We are body and soul. So during Ramadan, we are trained to strike a balance between the body and the soul. And when we strike this balance, we will be successful on this earth and in the hereafter. This is a long topic. وصلوا وسلموا على من أمرتم بالصلاة والسلام عليه عموما بقوله تعالى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله